My name is Colby Green, and I'm a junior at the University of Arizona. So I grew up going to church. This kind of just remained an identity for me, that I would tell people I'm Christian and I would wear a cross, but I really lacked the personal relationship that is the basis of a faith with Jesus. I wanted to be the girl that was the most liked, that was the kindest, that did the best in school, that was the prettiest, and the girl that could party the hardest but still show up for church on Sundays. When I entered college, literally I think it was a week into my freshman year, I met Summer, who works for Sumo, in the cafeteria, and I just feel like she was the first person to make me feel seen and made me feel that someone cared enough to listen and made me feel loved. Right before SMC, at New Year's, I went to a rave and I showed up at SMC, and I just really had no conviction for so many of those areas in my life. All the going out, the partying, the substances, I just thought that I could do that while following the Lord. I would have said that I was a Christian, I would have said that gave my life to Christ, whatever that looked like, but looking back, I truly hadn't at that moment, and I think at SMC, that was the first time that I really heard the full extent of the gospel, and that I had to turn from the sin and trust in God. There was actually a breakout on substances called whiskey glasses, and I just really think I walked into that talk thinking that God is a God of no's and was going to walk in here and hear that I could not do these things, but I left recognizing that God is a God of yeses, and that maybe all these areas that I thought were making me feel fulfilled weren't. One of the nights that I was with Summer, she gave me a decision opportunity to turn from my sin and trust in God, and I said yes, and I cried, and I normally don't cry, and looking back, that was the moment I gave my life to Christ. Coming back to campus after SMC, I really got to see that God had made me a new creation, and just so many of these desires for substances and even just seeking the approval of other people, God had removed, and it was replaced with the true joy that I know can only be found in Jesus. I got so much closer with my friend Allie. We started going on runs, and we got to process just our convictions regarding alcohol and regarding so many other things, and even just what it looked like to walk with God for the first time. I also got to come back into my sorority, G5, and have this desire to talk about my faith and to be okay living different if it meant getting to bring up Jesus. I got to show that God had changed my life and He can do the same for them. All of these things that I used to do before because they were good Christian things, like reading my Bible and praying and just going to church, were things that I enjoyed because I just wanted to know God more and experience God more and just become more like Jesus. Real life begins when you give it all to Jesus.